Status report.
Sir, I have located the finger-licking chicken man desecrating another interior of the performance vehicle.
Diabolical.
Shall I input the trajectory?
Let's go get him.
Very well.
Hi there, I just want to welcome you to Remove Before Race. This is a video we're going to do because everyone has been asking us about this, and it's about looking after your steering wheel. What we're going to focus on is we're going to two types of steering wheels. One is a steering wheel that's been used, so we're going to look at renovating it and make it look kind of brand new. And the second one, we're going to look at a steering wheel which is brand new and how you take care and how you avoid getting it dirty. So as we leave Batman to deal with finger-licking chicken man, we'll crack on and we'll work on the steering wheel. Right, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to substitute this, the chicken, for this. And I'll go through what's on this, inside this box. Here are 3 microfiber cloths. 1, 2, 3. I'll explain a bit more detail on why I've got 3 microfiber cloths during the process of cleaning the steering wheel. I also have some fabric cleaner, which I'll explain a bit more while I'm actually doing the cleaning on how I use it. And finally, to polish off the actual wheel, I have my own brush here, which I'll explain in more details. All I need now is this bowl and a little bit of lukewarm water. First thing I want to actually show you is this steering wheel itself. Some people, you know, they may think this is pretty normal, but anyone who's a sort of a true petrol head, you actually know that this steering wheel is actually pretty shiny, pretty flat, and in fact it's pretty dirty, but you don't quite realize. On the touch, it feels pretty rough and it's not soft and it's flat. I'm going to show you step by step on how you basically restore this bit of the ALCANTARA or Dinamica so it's a little bit fluffy and nicer to touch. In regards to the top leather bit, I'll cover this in another video. First thing I'm going to do, grab a bowl of lukewarm water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fabric cleaner. I'll try doing this without exploding my face. Go. Give it a good stir. Next thing I'm going to do is get a nice clean cloth like this. I'm just going to soak it in there. Really soak it in there. I just want it to pick up some of the fabric cleaner. And what you don't want it totally drenched, so you're going to rinse it slightly. Now I'm going to go for a process of rubbing the wheel gently. Just to soak in some of this fabric cleaner into the wheel. Obviously, the more you drench it, the more time it's going to take to dry. After scrubbing this for a good 5 to 10 minutes, you can see how dirty this steering wheel is. But I ain't going to do the forensics. Somebody else can do that. As far as I'm concerned, that could be donuts, finger-licking chicken, or could even be doner kebab. Who cares? Anyway, that's done. Now I need to get my next cloth with a bit of lukewarm, clean water just to take off the fabric cleaner. Assistants, get my next cloth. I don't want to soak this totally. I just want to dampen this slightly, just so I can start rubbing it into the steering wheel and take off, or should I say, push out some of that fabric cleaner. This will take you approximately 5 minutes, but what you'll realise as well, even with this cloth, because we are now just pushing out the fabric cleaner, it will pick up a lot of dirt as well. I'm being a little bit aggressive. Now, if you look at the cloth, it's got a bit more dirt in there, but to be honest with you, my main focus was that I've taken the last bit of dirt and I've taken away a lot of the fabric cleaner, because you don't want that sticky kind of residue on there, and it feels kind of just wet now. But already now, if you look, the steering wheel actually looks a heck of a lot better as it's drying out. Now the next trick here is I'm going to now remove obviously the wet cloth that I've been using, and I'm going to use my last cloth, which is actually a pure dry cloth, and it's totally clean. And what I want to do now is completely soak up as much water as I possibly can, so I can get onto the final stage, and that is actually kind of working on that steering wheel, so to give it that sort of fluff. But first, let's get this water out. And I'll do this by just gently squeezing in the cloth, sort of encouraging the water to come out. Sort of soaking this up for a few minutes. I've got to the final stage. Now this stage is probably the best bit. I love this bit. This is the bit where now I'm going to turn this kind of flat, sort of dampy steering wheel into sort of fluffy. And then there's two ways of doing this. This is a suede shoe brush. I'm going to use this, but what I need is I need a bit of heat. Now there's two ways of getting heat to the steering wheel. One is I start the engine and I put the air vents directly onto the steering wheel. Or if you're like me, and I want to cheat, I'm going to go and nick the missus' hairdryer. Or, as Razzies goes, Chewie's hairdryer. So what we do is, first thing we do is we start heating up the steering wheel. Key thing here is not to get too close to the steering wheel as well. Keep a bit of distance, slowly working it through and just fluffing it as you go along. Work your way around to the back as well. And already, if you actually take a closer look at the steering wheel, you can see it's drying and it feels so much softer than it was. No more that flat sort of greasy liver look. It's actually quite smooth and very soft. And as I touch it, you can see how it changes in shades. And it feels like brand new. This steering wheel is pretty much dry now. I mean, there's a little touch of wetness in there left, very minor. Just fluff it up a little bit more. And to be honest with you, this feels like a brand new steering wheel again. Nice and soft to the touch and just pure pleasure to touch. Now we've done this restoration to the steering wheel to bring it back to that sort of nice, crispy, kind of soft, clean feel and soft and fluffy to the touch. We're going to show you how you can maintain this. And the way to maintain this, we're going to show you this on a brand new car. And that'll be just coming over right here now.
Right, now it's my turn. So Gul has shown you how to restore a fairly well-used and worn steering wheel into something that resembles and feels like a brand new one. Now, I want to show you how to keep it that way, and if you receive a new car like this one, how to make sure it doesn't deteriorate and always stays new. So first of all, what tools do you need? Now, as I've shown you in my car collections, this has been the first thing I put into my car, especially if it's got a Dinamica or Alcantara trim or steering wheel. And the reason for that is this is the key part of keeping that looking new. The other bit we need, a nice clean microfiber, again, just keep it in the car. And finally, a little spray bottle of water. Now, how does this help? Well, before I get into that, let's talk about what actually deteriorates the Dinamica over time. So things you want to avoid. Now, obviously, chicken would help if you don't have it in the car. But it's other things. It's actually just the dirt on our hands. It's dead skin. It's dust that lays over the car steering wheel over time. It's the pressure that we apply on the steering wheel itself. And over time, it just flattens and you lose the nice fibers and the plumpness of the Dinamica or Alcantara. The other thing that's an absolute killer is any type of moisture, oils or creams. Hand creams are a big no-no for Alcantara or Dinamica steering wheel. Do not have hands which have been moisturized touching these things. It is a killer. So once you've avoided those bits, the way to keep it fresh is to use the suede shoe brush. And all you do is, which is what I've done with this car, brush the steering wheel every time you finish driving the car. All it requires is a quick brush all around it, and you can see now just how much dust and dead skin just comes flying off. Now I've seen on a few other YouTube channels, they recommend having a little hand hoover to collect the dust at the same time, which you can do, but I invariably end up doing this all the time, so I could be stuck in traffic or just after I've arrived at my destination. I'm not going to have a hand hoover on me, so just brushing it all the time. You can now see the fibers coming back up, and to be honest, this steering wheel looks better than the day I received it, because I've taken care of the fibers. I've made sure that there's no dirt and dust settling on there, and it pays dividends. People often look at me through the window thinking, what the hell is this idiot doing? And now you know. I'm taking care of the steering wheel. And it really brings it out, and it looks fantastic when you're done. All the texture comes out, it feels softer, it looks brilliant. Now, on the occasion that either you've left it for a while or you get a stain or it needs a bit more plumpness, what you do is you get your microfiber, put a tiny bit of water on the corner, and then you just rub on the Dinamica. You rub over it, it'll remove any excess dirt that is built up over time, and it will remove it very effectively. And once you've done that across the whole wheel, again, get your suede shoe brush and replump the fibers. And it's as simple as that. That's all you need to do. That's how you keep it looking fresh, and it will keep it looking that way for miles and miles and miles. It's well tested. If you have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments. We'll also be covering how to keep Nappa leather looking as new as possible, how to care for it, and we'll be looking at things like cleaning exhaust tips, keeping them nice and shiny regardless of finish. But if there's anything specific you want us to attend to in terms of maintenance or car detailing, just give us a comment below. We'll have a look if we can do that video as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has been a well-requested video, as Gul said, so hopefully you can get these steering wheels looking. I hate seeing ruined Alcantara and Dinamica steering wheel when it's just unnecessary. There's just an issue of knowledge that the dealers don't know what to tell you or whatever, but hey, that's what we're here for. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and share to other owners who might need this advice, and we'll see you again soon.
Alfred!
Clean steering wheel. I'll explain a bit more how I use this. And lastly, I've got someone walking in the background which is going to love
I didn't laugh while doing this.
My bum's on fire. Oh, this is getting hot. What? This is getting hot. turning my backside, what is it? Why is it so hot? There's many times when I've sat with someone and they felt this steering wheel is pretty normal, down to earth.
It's the land, Chloe. The land.